So just to give you a setup here, I'm on a Google Chrome browser. I'm not actually using a real phone. I'm using an emulator so that way I can actually still show you and point to things. I'm also using a demo site. This is based off of data in Idaho, so just to let you know where I'm at. So this is Paragon Connect. We're on a smartphone here, as you can see, and we talked about it again a million times that it's responsive. So if I can go in there and go into my iPad, I can be in portrait mode, or I can be in landscape mode. Notice it very quickly responds to whatever system you're on. If I want to get into my laptop or a desktop computer, I can do that as well. For demo purposes, I'm going to stick with the phone. At the very top, you'll notice this is what we call our top app bar. And then we have our kind of our left nav, our in and out burger, kind of hamburger menu, right? So you get your dashboard, you get your property search, you can do all your class-based searches, you can load a search. You've ever been into a neighborhood, you've asked, hey, is there a house across the street, is that for sale? I see a sign. That's where the My Location search, be able to do a location search and find listings near you. Hot sheet, anything new on the market, anything that's changed, you'll be able to quickly run a search for that. We have a contact manager, and I'll just give you a heads up. I'm going to show you guys some updates coming to our contact manager. But again, you can be able to manage all your contacts, add a contact, do things there. And then the My Content is really kind of like related to stuff that you save. So property watches, being able to watch public records and see what's going on. We'll demo that. We've added listing carts this year in 2021. So now as an agent, you can go out there and collect listings and put them in carts. We're working on agent recommended here next. And then we have, a member search, right? Search for an agent, search for an office, tour an open house, whether it's live streaming in person, you can run searches there. And then, although we're not going to cover it in today's demo, but we do have Affiliate Connect integrated within Paragon Connect. All right, so at the top here, a home button always brings you back home. This is kind of our user profile menu. And if you notice, it says Nate Bossy. I have my user ID, my MLS that I belong to. And I can actually click on my photo, or I can actually click on this photo. It doesn't matter which one it is. And if I'm on my smartphone, I can snap a selfie if I want to. Or since, again, I'm not on a smartphone, I can go in and actually upload a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you one example here. This is an example of a new feature enhancement that we've added in 2021. Of course, just like any other social media, we know that we need a square image, so we provide that with you. I know for a fact that I don't have a profile photo, so I'm just going to use one of my web editing photos. I hit Save Image, and it will update the system. And now I have a new profile. Now that will also work within Paragon Professional, so this image will be there as well. So it shows you how easy and quick that is. We also have some settings. If you don't like purple, you can change it to blue, green, red, whatever color you want. Not really whatever color you want. I guess we only have a couple samples there. But that's going to grow. We're going to have more options in here for you guys to choose from and do some more settings as we continue to enhance Paragon Connect. The About is just really about the software we use. We do have a help site. So if you click on the help, we do have a ton of videos. We have a promo video, and then below we have a bunch of how-to videos. So everything that you can think about within Paragon Connect, we try to cover it. One of them is that shortcut app icon that we talked about, how to do that. So if you watch that video, it shows you how to do it on an iPhone or an Android device. And so we have a ton of videos. We added our release note videos, and then we also have just some generic information about Paragon Connect itself. I will say though, as a product manager, I love having these videos because I know you like to share it, promote different functionality. But my goal is, if we have to make you watch a video, if you have to put a paragraph of information on how to use something, we didn't do our job. So we don't want you to have to watch these videos in order to use Paragon Connect. This is just more for reference. Our focus is, and again, is to make Paragon Connect as easy and simple as possible. All right, so keep going. Power search, right? You guys are familiar with power search. We have that in Paragon Professional. We also have it here in Paragon Connect. I can just type in Steve or do a speak to text. And of course, I can pull up a contact name, Steve, say searches, any listings with either Steve in the address or a listing agent with Steve. Any members, offices, makes it look nice and easy to do a power search from Paragon Connect. Of course, I'm Nate Bossy. There's the office name. And again, right up front, we're talking about being client-centric. You got buyers, right? So within the last 7 days, within the Collaboration Center site, I noticed that Joanne here has marked 3 listings as a favorite within the last 7 days, 1 possible, 1 rejected, and she created 1 comment, right? And we can also track if there's any new saved searches created. So this gives me a lot of intel because if I'm going to get ready to call Joanne, I can click on these 3 listings, It's going to pull those up in a list. I can look at them, pull up the detail, learn everything about them, even contact the agent that's the listing agent on it, get my homework done. So when I call Joanne, I'm ready to go because I know exactly the listings that she likes. And of course, I can go through and I can see what my other contacts have been doing. Below here, again, we can track within the last 7 days any new searches. So this is just in general, any new searches created by our clients, any upcoming tasks, and also if there's any searches about to expire. So that's within the 7-day time frame. And then below, we just talk about our latest comments. So just kind of a history. Whoever created the last comment is going to be at the top. So it just shows you that in case you miss any comments. I can see here Kevin replied to a comment. I can either view the detail, click on reply, and obviously it was 99 days ago, but here's the comment that he made. I can go in here and type, or I can use the the whole speak to text and send him a message. So that's from the buy side. Sell side is where we get kind of some fun stuff here. So the sellers tab is where Nate Bossy is the listing agent, and these are his listings that are active and pending. All right. As you notice here, I have, Joanne has a listing here. You can see all the various information. I can see that we have some analytics here, right? This is feeding directly from the Collaboration Center buy side, right? So all these real-time users are out there marking this listing as a favorite, rejected, or even recommended. So this is kind of a nice little guide here, right? So if I'm in here and I'm looking at her listing, and for some reason I say it says 1 favorite, 10 rejected, 0 recommended, I can tell that this listing is not doing well in the consumer market. So maybe I need to rethink my strategy. Maybe I need to implement a price change. So this kind of gives you some indicators there of how well this listing is performing. If you notice, I have a couple other listings. This one here, I don't actually have a seller assigned to it. So it's super easy to add a sell side site. So I just click on the plus sign. And of course, I only have 4 contacts, so I can search for a contact. I'll click on a net. And from here, I can type in or speak to text a little, sell side welcome message. I can decide whether I want to send an email to the seller as well, or if I want to receive that same email in an email as well. I hit complete and send invite, and away we're going. Annette has her site set up. And that's it. An email will be sent to Annette, and she will be able to access the sell side site. So very cool there. Let's see what some other things here. Just check out the sell side stats. If you're familiar with collaboration side, sell side, right? We no longer have to go out to the sell side to see that information. It's all within Paragon Connect. So I can go in here, I can see this is her listing, I can see how many listing views, how long it's been on the market, how many open houses, any activity, whether it's the prospective buyers looking at this on Collaboration Center side, or maybe it's real estate agents within Paragon Connect or the Paragon professional system looking at the system. We can tell when there's actually a price change, and that way we can check out the different traffic. We can see how many prospective buyers marked this listing as a favorite, rejected, possible, how many of it undecided. In the future, we'll be able to click on that and be able to see who the listing agent is on those listings. We can see how many real estate agent views are in the system versus how many client views. We can see how many times an agent recommended this listing, how many times it's saved in a say search within Paragon or Paragon Connect, whether it's saved in a Collaboration Center buy side. And then this is really what we call kind of like chatter, right? So this is activity. How many times it was sent in an email within Collaboration Center site, how many times it was sent in Facebook, consumer comments. This is all consumer updates through the Collaboration Center site. So if there's any activity going there. So very cool, being able to see that all from your phone without having to go out to the Collaboration Center site. We're also going to go check out a look at our detail reports. Our detail report is really cool. Obviously, we have our primary photo. You can swipe through and see all the different photos. We have a variety of different hard-coded information here, your MLS number, bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet. And then we have the property details. Of course, as an MLS, you guys can customize this however you want, build sections, put the fields in whatever order you want. We start off by showing you the top 10 of your list, and then if you want to see more, you can show more to see all the information. Then we go in and we can show you different things. So agent office, right? So here's a list of agents. We have 2. We have Terry Tanner and Nate Bossy. We can email the agents. We can actually text as well. So this is only available while you're on a mobile device. And what's cool about this is we actually use your native texting app. So if you're on an iPhone, you're going to use iMessenger. It's going to create a link to our collab link, our public version of this report, and then allows you to instantly text Terry or Nate, whoever you want to text to. So it allows you to, again, try to use some of those native tools rather than having to build our own web version of those. Of course, you have the info if you need to see any agent information, office information, all that's there. Map is a map. We're not going to go through that. Videos are really cool, right? So within 2021, we allow you to embed up to 10 videos. These are from either YouTube or Vimeo. Just show you here. It's going to get a little loud. Let me turn this down for a second. And there's an example. We'll skip through it here. So if you have those, so if you have those drone videos, or if you want to do a tour of the house, now you have that ability to add a video. It shows up in Paragon Connect, Paragon Professional, and even in Collaboration Center as well. Associated docs, so if you have any PDFs, pictures, Excel file, documents, all those will be there, public, private, tour and open house. We do the live stream in person. Again, another thing that we try to do with the tour and open house is add the calendar. And again, this will use your default calendar. So if you have an iPhone, it'll be your iCalendar or Google Calendar. Again, that's kind of nice because then it gives you reminders with push notifications and things like that. We've integrated public records, obviously, within our detail report. We have the propensity to sales score, estimated loan to value, estimated equity. You can see all your mortgage history, everything you need to know about the public side of this particular listing. Property history, and then valuations, right? The AVMs of what we got going there, mortgage calculator, and of course we can also share, right? So email, you can create a link to this public version, you can text this. We can also get into our integrations here. You can add this to the cart, do driving directions. Again, this will be your native driving directions, so you get those turn-by-turn voice interactions, associated docs, any third-party integrations. I'm going to come back to the pencil here in a second because I really want to start talking about full listing edits. So before you go into the actual listing form, how do you get to listing edit, right? So there's a couple of things. Obviously, at a level 7, you probably won't see many listings, but if you are the list agent, obviously you can go into the sell side and see your active and pendings, and you'll notice if you have permissions to edit that listing, this button will be enabled. So that's one way. Another way is whether you're running a power search, property search, my location search, hot sheet. Basically what I'm saying is if you run any search in the Paragon Connect system, if you get it into the detail report, you'll find a pencil icon. If that pencil icon shows, that means you have permissions to edit the listing or edit the photo. It'll be either one. I mean, it could be that you could edit the listing or not edit the photo, but whatever permissions for listing maintenance that you have, you will be able to see those here. Now, again, those are using the same permissions that you have in your Paragon Professional system, so it's nothing different. If you can't edit a listing before, you're not going to be able to edit a listing here in Paragon Connect. It's following those same rules. Another thing that you're going to find in the future, we're going to add additional options. You're going to be able to, embed videos. You're going to be able to change your geocode, add a virtual tour, add an open house. All those things you do today within your Paragon Professional system, we're going to try to add into Paragon Connect as well. So that's where you will find those. So basically, anywhere you get to a detail report, you'll be able to check to see what permissions you have. I'm going to go ahead and edit it from here. So we're going to launch full listing edit. Now, again, I'm on a demo site here, so this is based off the demo that we have set up. But what you're going to find when this loads is it's going to have your same containers, right? The same fields in order, right? So these will be your fields, the same requirements, business rules. We have those nice lookup relationships so that if I'm entering a city, when I get to the school field, all the school stuff's filtered out based off that city that I inputted. Everything's in here. So before we get into the form, here is the photo. So we do have photo maintenance options. So if you see this little icon here, you will be able to click on that. And of course, as I said, with those phones, with those 6-7 phone camera icons you have on your phone, you'll be able to snap a photo, upload a photo. If you want to browse a photo, if you have a third party you want to access, you can do that. We are actually working on a way to reorder photos. So right now you can add, select, and delete, but we will be adding a reorder here soon. If I click on a photo, here's a couple things that you can do. Obviously, it'll give you the last modified date. You have the ability to enhance, add a label, crop, or delete this photo. Enhance, you can come in here and you have a variety of different filters. So if the photo came in and it's too bright for whatever reason, I can come in here and lower the brightness. I can add a shape, icon, text. I want to add some freeform text. Or maybe I want to draw. Maybe I want to highlight the fact that this is a brand new fireplace, or I want to point something out. I can do that. Along with that, I can add a label. So this is a dining room place. I can do that. I can add a description or do speak to text. I can crop it. Sometimes you have red feeds, and you want all your images to be the exact same size for whatever website or whatever it comes into. So you can go in there and say, I want it to be 16 by 9, or I want all my images to be 5 by 4. And of course you can move it around, crop it, do whatever you need to do there. Sometimes your photo, you take a picture and for whatever reason it uploaded upside down. You can go in there, you can rotate it, flip it around, do whatever you need to do there. So give you plenty of options there, and of course you can delete that photo. So that's our photo maintenance. Going back into the listing form, a couple things. Obviously here is the general container. This is on a smartphone. Again, if you want to use your iPad, you can do that. Here it is in a landscape mode. Some people like it in a portrait mode. Doesn't matter, whichever way you are comfortable, you can do that. And of course, again, just showing you again that it's available on a desktop. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. So there we go. So that's the desktop. The only difference on a desktop is that we went to 2 columns versus 1 column. Because again, we have a lot more space to use there. Now, the one challenge we know that when you look at a listing form, especially on a smart device, you may have 400, 500 fields on here, and it's kind of difficult to have to scroll through, open up containers, try to find those fields, right? So we've added a kind of a search or a find option here. So if I type in bath, right, there's bathroom. If I type in bed or beds, right, see it comes in there real quick, nice and easy. I can type in there and type in type. Right, there you go. And again, it really allows you to quickly find any field on your search form. We have lookups. Obviously, you can do the autocomplete, has a drop down. I can choose condo or whatever I want. I can come in here and type in features, right? We have multi-select options, right? So not just one option, but I can come in here and choose a different variety of different options there. And of course, I can get rid of those. I can come in here and show you what a date field looks like. Nice, easy to use, responsive calendar here. It's real quick and fast. Pick up the date. Remark fields are real nice and easy. Of course, we give you the count. So as you're typing here, you notice the count goes down. It's easy to know how much farther you can type. We also try to make it easy on you. So instead of having to type in yes, no, we added switches, right? So enabled, disabled, enabled, disabled, right? Makes it nice and easy there. And then we get into some rules, right? So if I come in here and I take off status, there's an asterisk, that's a required field. Right away, it's gonna warn you, say, hey, look, that field is required. You can't save this form until you fix this one error. And if I get another one, there's 2 errors, right? And as I continue to add different, errors here, right? It's gonna continue to add. I'm gonna go down and add one more. I'm gonna make sure I scroll all the way down here at the bottom. I'm gonna get rid of the agent here. Now, if you notice, I have 5 errors. And again, I don't want to have to scroll and try to find where is that error, right? I can just click on the 5, and it's going to take me to the very top. And it's going to show me that first one, right? And then it's going to go to the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. It's even got a little bit of machine learning in here as well, so that if I go in and I know that I have a city field and I have a school field that is required, it's actually going to take me to the city field first, because it knows that there is a, we call it lookup relationship between city and school. So it's going to ask you to get a city first. So you fill out the city, then it will take you to school. So really cool options there. If I correct all these errors, hit save, the listing's updated, and away I go. So that's full listing edit, very exciting. I'm going to go back to the phone. Again, this just shows you what it looks like on the phone. Very easy to go there. I'm going to hit home, leave. So we hope you guys get a chance to test it, launch it. Very exciting, very cool. That was the hard part. Now we're going to get into adding listings and adding parcels and things like that. So it's the fun's going to continue there. So the My Info, right? This is really kind of like a My Info market monitor deal there. Just to let you know, we are actually going to upgrade this. This is going to be where our new business feed is. So if you caught Chip's presentation earlier last week, I'm going to cover it a little bit as well. But we're trying to do a social media type feed based off the real estate business. I'll talk about it more later. But that's where that's going to live. What we're trying to do with this is we're actually going to build a new inventory page that's going to have a lot of hosts, a lot of your information, your office information, firm, team, things like that, where you can quickly get to a variety of different listings to edit them. So that'll be in the future. All right, so we did a real good job on buy side, sell side, My Info. Let's talk about property searches real quick. It's using the exact same fields that you have in your Paragon professional system. So your default searches, all your searches are available. So for example, here at the top, I'm using a residential default. I can switch my view from map view to thumbnail view. Got my auto count, have all my containers. If I had more than 3 containers, those would show. If I rename my containers, it would show. If I'm only using one, that'll show as well. You can see from here, I can save this. I can save my default. I can save the search. I can update my default. If this was a loaded search, you would see options here to copy a search, assign a contact to a search. So it's very smart to know that we only show you options that are available to you based off where you're at. We can load a search. We have a load save search, load default search. We even have your last 5 searches from either Paragon Professional or Paragon Connect. You can click on the criteria and it'll load the criteria here, or I can click on the arrow and it'll execute the search. So very cool, very powerful there. The last thing I'll show you here is, again, you're going to have a ton of fields here. Some have criteria, some don't. This is like your criteria summary. So it'll actually hide all fields that have no criteria and just show you the ones that do. So in this case, I only have 2 fields that have criteria, the status and the price. And I just toggle that back and get backwards. I'm going to hit search. And here is the search. Here's our thumbnail view, right? Another thing that's cool is if I click on our checker box, again, we have a contextual box here that, again, shows you only the actions that you can take on a single listing. So I can share this, email, text, copy, or I can get into my third-party integrations. I could add to cart, driving directions. Soon it'll be agent recommended. Things like that will be in here as well. So these are the actions I could take on a single listing, right? But if I open up 2 listings, right? If I check 2 listings and I say, hey, let's click that same button, what you notice is, the driving directions is gone. Now we only have add to cart, and we only have certain third-party integrations available. So again, trying to make it smart, make it easy for you to know what options are available to you based off the decisions and selections that you make. Oops, sorry. So let's go into a grid view. Now this is our grid view today. We are actually working on a spreadsheet-like view, which is going to be really cool. Very challenging, obviously, on a smartphone, but we realize how important a grid view is, especially on a desktop machine. So we are working on a spreadsheet view. We also have a map view. And what's cool about the map view is it always does a best fit when you're running a class-based search. So no matter what I do, it always tries to center the information here. Of course, I can go in here and I can finger draw and choose those 2 listings. And again, it's going to do a best fit on just those 2 or 4 listings that I have here. If I zoom out just a little bit, I can go in and I can change the map types. So that's our default map type. Of course, everybody's familiar with an aerial view, but we also have a couple other ones. We have a retro view, and we also have a silver view. Now, why the silver view is really important is I'm going to show you guys here soon, is we're getting ready to add map layers into Paragon Connect. And with a silver view is really cool, especially when you're looking at floodplains and things like that. It takes away all the color on the map, so all you see is the actual layer. So that's really, really handy and nice. And of course, for all those night owls that work late at night, here is our night. I'm gonna go back here. Of course, you can always drag in the guy here if you like the whole street view. This is one of my favorite features, especially when you're on an Oculus. So that's cool. Let's see. You can find your location, zoom in, zoom out, and of course delete. So a lot of cool options there. The other map option that I want to show you here is the My Location search. It's a little bit different than the property search. So when I go into My Location search, the idea is, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I see a listing across the street, or I see listings in the neighborhood. My client wants to see them. How do I quickly find them? So it uses a current location. The other scenario is I just want, somebody works out of the gym and they want to find listings near the gym, or my office is around there. I want to search on that area. Since I'm in Kansas and this database is in Idaho, I'm going to use the custom address in order to find some listings here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Boise, Idaho. Now the point here is this is not criteria. This is just a location. So what the location is going to do is going to put me on the map at the center of this location and look for listings around it. So you can also put in a full address here if you wanted. Class looks good, status looks good. I'm going to hit search. And what it's going to do is it's going to pop me right here on the map. There we go. So I'm in the center of that Boise, Idaho listing or address that I put in there. If you notice, there's 0 listings. You also see this gray border. What it's doing is actually using the map to locate listings. So there's no listings within my radius here that I have here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out until I actually start seeing listings. So if you notice, there's a couple listings here. There. So now I have some listings on the map. Of course, this is not the best scenario here. If you were in a neighborhood, it'd probably be a lot easier to describe. But if you notice, I have a variety of different listings. I got a 1.4, I got 690K, I got a 600K, right? Well, what if I was looking for a certain price range, certain bedrooms, bathrooms? I can always click on my criteria and I can come up here and add a variety of different information. In this case, I'm just going to put in a price range. Say 1.5, hit search, and now it just updates the map based off that new criteria that I entered. So I got 3. I got 1 up here and 3 here. So again, I can go there, criteria, change my view, and see those 3 listings. So very handy way to do it. The other thing that's really cool with the map, you can do this on either map, either location based or the other map, is you can actually zoom in to the parcel level. So if I want to, I see this house, I can't afford this one, I really want to be in this neighborhood, I can click on any of these other parcels. Again, this is only available in the United States, but sorry for anybody outside the United States. But it does show you the parcel, it shows you the parameters, it shows you the fact that I can view the public record of that particular parcel record. And of course, it loads up the street view, it has all the information that we send with a public record, Black Knight analytics, propensity to sell, the score, all our mortgage information, loan information, everything you want to know about this particular listing. You can show you the valuations as well. And if I want to, I can come up here and I can watch this property, or I can go in from the map and hit watch property. And so anything that changes with this public record, I will get an email that notifies me, hey, something's changed, they changed the mortgage, they changed something. Maybe that triggers something that will, maybe get that listing ready to sell, or maybe you can talk to you, potentially, asking to buy their home. What's cool about it is if I come into the listing cart, property watches, see, I can go up there and show you a couple other properties that I was watching. Just give you an example of what that watch alert will look like. If I come into this particular property here, if I go down to the very bottom, you'll notice a new container, a new section here will open up called Watch Alerts. And that will tell me the last change that's happened to this particular public record in 2020, the price change here, or a value change, whatever it was on the percent change there. So again, it shows you just some information about that, gives you some updates, updated information. And then after that, we're really going to kind of fly here. I know we've been showing you a lot of Paragon Connect, hot sheet search is pretty basic. As we do plan on updating the hot sheet to include a lot more fields, be able to save a hot sheet, load hot sheet. You can see from here, it's pretty basic right now, just a handful of fields. But we do show you the hot sheet type, hot sheet date, hot sheet comment. So if you're looking for any new listings, price changes, things like that will appear. The contact manager, I'm going to show you briefly of the contact manager. We have a lot of cool things coming. We can add a contact, we can click on a contact. I kind of showed you earlier what that looked like with the buy side and the sell side. From the buy side, we have just the collaboration center information, undecided, favors, possibly rejected, any task. So that was really cool. It has a lot more than what we did in our previous version of our mobile product, but we do know, like I said, we're trying to be more advanced, trying to be more like Paragon Professional. So I'm going to show you some things that are coming in, hopefully 5.85, that shows you more of the Paragon Professional version of the contact manager. So that's cool. Membership search, very basic again. We'll be upgrading this one day, but you can search for an agent, search for an office, and it has all the variety of information, phone, fax, license information. You can search for an office, same thing. Shows all your different office information. And then last is the tour and open house. And again, I sound like a broken record here, but again, we are looking to update this to include more fields. We do include the live stream, so if you want to filter by, live and virtual ones, you can do that. There we go. There we go. For some reason that end date didn't like that. So here's an example of a open house, one that's virtual, one's in person. Of course, you can click on that to see all the variety of information. So in a nutshell, that is Paragon Connect. This doesn't do it justice because you should see all the stuff that we have coming to Paragon Connect. So we're very excited about it.